Chapter 3, Boyz the Men.
He comes back with a gun.
Looking back down, I don't think anybody will wake up and decide to become a hustler. It happens in pieces. A funeral, an empty pocket, the wrong role model, a little bit of praise from the older guys you admire, and before you know it, you're chasing a version of manhood that was never meant to be yours. By the time I reached middle school, the streets had already became my classroom. Teachers didn't have college degrees. They had prison numbers, scars, street reputation. And if you listen closely enough, every one of them had a lesson to teach. Around the time Belly had came out, the whole city had felt different. Everybody wanted to dress like Tommy, and everybody wanted to move with the confidence and sincere. Every corner looked like they belonged in the movie. The music, the cars, the jewelry, the money. It all looked larger than life. And to us, that wasn't entertainment, it was aspiration. Around the time my best friend Solo and I started running with an older dude from around the way named Joey. Back then, little kids couldn't just walk into the block and ask somebody to front them drugs. It did not work like that. You had to earn your place. You had to prove that you would not fold under pressure. And most importantly, you had to prove that you could keep your fucking mouth shut. Joey wasn't trying to make us rich. He was trying to see what we was made of. He started us off with little stuff, breaking into homes, easy burglaries, soft robberies where the risk was low enough just to keep two hungry kids coming back. And at the time, it didn't feel like crime. It felt like an opportunity. One night, after we pulled off a lick, Joey did something that meant more than money we made that night. Without saying too much, he unclamps one of the thick white gold chains around his neck and tossed it to me. Hold us till tomorrow, my nigga. That was it. No speech, no ceremony, just trust. I remember standing in the mirror that night. The chain rested heavily against my chest. It caught every bit of the light in the room. I could not stop looking at myself. It was not about the gold. It was about what the chain that represented. Respect, acceptance, status. For the first time in my life, I did not feel like a little kid watching the older guys for the distance. I felt like I belonged. Looking back now, the chain weighed far more than gold. It carried expectations. The next morning, I wore it like a badge of honor walking through Rock Glen Middle School in West Baltimore. It felt less like going to class and more like walking a runway during Fashion Week. Every hallway became my stage. Every glance from the other students fed my ego, and I had money in my pocket and gold around my neck. My reputation was beginning to grow too. Doors that used to stay closed suddenly opened. People who barely acknowledged me before suddenly knew my name. That's a dangerous part of the streets. They reward you long before they punish you. The reward comes first, the bill always comes later. Solo and I had bigger dreams than petty licks though. We wanted to hustle. Not because we love drugs, because we love what they believe represented, but freedom, money, power, respect. That was only one problem though. Nobody fucking trusted us. We were babies trying to sit at a grown man's table. We chased every lead we could find, looking for somebody willing to front us work. We got laughed at, ignored, played. More than once we handed over every dollar we managed to save to somebody claiming they had the plug. They disappeared just like that. Our first $100 gone. To most people, it wasn't a lot of money, but to us, it was everything. I remember feeling sick about it, embarrassed, angry at myself for believing somebody just because they sounded convincing. The lesson cost money, but it saved my life later. If there was one person who deserved the credit for us surviving those early days, I gotta give it to Solo. Where I would have quit, he doubled down. Where I saw failure, he had tuition. He never looked at me like I was dead weight. He kept breaking bread with me, kept believing we would eventually figure it out, and eventually we did. Our first real package was not some mythical brick of cocaine though. It was a quarter ounce of mid-grade weed. Nothing special, nothing glamorous, just enough product to finally call ourselves businessmen. We sold every gram, then we bought another, and another, and another. The hustle became like a rhythm. Wake up, re-up, serve, count, repeat. The money started changing everything overnight. We went from scraping together to get bus fare to getting cars at the public auction. Old caddies, Grand Marquises, Crown Vics. The kind of cars that looked like they belonged to old hustlers with stories nobody dared to ask about. To us, they were not just transportation, they were our trophies. Proof that we had figured out the game most adults couldn't. The Solo crossed the line I was not ready to cross. he started selling cocaine. I remember looking at him like he lost his fucking mind. Weed was one thing, coke was different. That was big league money, big league danger. But I could not argue with the results. When your product is moving and your customers is coming fast, it feels like you're running your own 500 company, Fortune 500 company. Money piles up faster than you can count it. Everybody wants a piece. Everybody suddenly becomes your friend, and everybody is watching, especially the wolves. And in Baltimore, some of those wolves wore badges. The knocking units made a career out of hunting people like us. They knew every stash house, every face, every escape route. Surviving them became an education all by itself, but that's a whole nother story. Around the same time, I found myself studying the old school gangsters the way athletes study film. Men like Bundy holding court outside the corner store while everybody else stood around listening. Or Hugh Lord gliding through the neighborhood in his van like he owned every block the tires touched. To me, those men were not criminals, they were giants. Walking legends. Living proof that a kid from the projects could become somebody. I watched how they dressed, how they spoke, how people moved when they walked past. I didn't even realize it. I was building my definition of what a man looked like. Not from my teachers, not from television, and especially not from books, but from drug dealers, hustlers, from men whose names carried more fear than love. In my young mind, that was a success. I didn't know that I was chasing ghosts, men who had mastered surviving, but never truly learned how to live.
Who am I?
Hey, yo, this is my motherfucking neighborhood.
I am who I am. Listen, hold up. Check this shit out. I am the struggle. Survive it all. I'm a slave to the hustle. I'm a slave to the pay, so I write it. Dodging fed cases, indictments. Paid restitution to the state if they listen late. Weak emotion always on show when it penetrate. Niggas want a slice of the pie and a dinner plate. Probably want fuck your bitch and I'm the same nigga. Really out the mud, so I understand the trenches. My vision a little different if you only seen the graveyard. Yeah. This be the realest shit I ever wrote. Whatever religion follow, but knowledge bleed the soul. Whatever morals and principles believe to let you on. Them niggas went against the grain and left a nigga fall. And they all play the victim when they know they fall. Still fighting for freedom until they demons gone. Only faith and belief could probably say they soul. I am hustle to survive and I survive it all.